My friend working for TV company, and she was a director and looking for a foreign guy. So she asked me if I know anybody, and so I introduced him. So
That's not what happened. What happened was... Hey everybody, welcome back to Small Talk Japan. On this show, we talk about all things Japan in English. My name is Michi, and these are my co-hosts.
Natsuki.
And Alex.
And today, I want to talk about white people in the Japanese media.
White people only.
I don't mean white people, but it tends to be a lot of white people, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of white people.
What I actually want to talk about today is media in Japan loves to put foreign people in front of the camera, regardless of their Japanese level.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you got people who can't even speak the language, but they put them in front of the camera and they're like, dance, monkey dance. And like, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. And we're going to talk about this because Natsuki is one of those people who watches this stuff.
Right.
And me and Alex are the monkeys that were in front of the camera before. So first I want to talk, Alex, let me throw it to you. Okay. Yeah. So you had a career on television before. Not a career,
Not
but
a career,
like
no.
a job, a gig.
A job, a job on TV a little bit.
Can you tell us about what happened?
So my first foray with Japanese media.
Hooray.
Not hooray. Foray. It was, what was it now? So I just finished being an ALT. And before I started my English school.
So this was about 10 years ago.
Yeah, about then, yeah.
I remember your commercial, like, Kennabi toか言ってるやつね。
Yeah.
I remember that.
So I did like a local TV program.
Your television, I love your story because it sounded like you did not enjoy this job at all.
Because that show is kind of serious show. It's a like politician show?
Politics. Yeah. So basically it was like a local TV show. It's 10 minutes every Sunday or something like that. And it was basically run by the local prefectural government, and they wanted a foreign person to go around and introduce all their new initiatives. So, for example, to set up a new agricultural office in this place.
So wait, why do they need a foreign person
That's
to
what
talk
I'm talking
about this?
It's so weird. It's like, why? And I spoke to the director, and he went, well, sometimes the content's a bit boring, so if we have a foreigner say it, it seems more interesting. So I thought, okay, mate. But they used to give me a script like 2 or 3 days before. And
and this is full on Japanese, right?
Yeah, all Japanese, no, like, Ruby, no,
Hiragana,
Hiragana, whatever. So, like, they said, remember that.
So you got the audition before the show, so you make sure you can read Japanese.
A couple of times, yeah, we did that. And then they used to just give me the script. I used to go to the location and then just had to say it. But unless it was absolutely, literally the word that was written on the paper, they wouldn't use it.
So it couldn't be like
nightmare.
basically like this. It had to be exactly those lines.
Exactly like the exact words. Even the interviews as well.
Did you have cue sheets? Could you read?
No, they didn't prepare cue sheets, anything. So it's all literally memorize it. So
Wow.
I used to do like 3 or 4 lines at once, look at the paper.
I see.
And then go. And I used to rehearse it the night before to get ready and everything like that. And the director was like going to me, he goes, what if the battery runs out on the camera because you've done so many bad takes? You suck. So I was there like panicking as well, which made me forget what I was supposed to say.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then we did the narration bits in the car. So we went, after we'd done the shoot on the, at the location or whatever, got into the van and we did all the narration in the van. So that as well, he was going, tonga hikui all the time. Because Japanese TV want you to speak in a kind of higher pitch. To make it sound more, upbeat and interesting. And yeah, I get that in English as well, but it's like with Japanese, it sounds too high to me when I'm speaking it.
Yeah, like your general talent is like 今日どこどこにやってきました。今日はなんとかなんかしますねみたいな。
Yeah.
It's so like
that's what Mitch tells me. Like I do the podcast, I mean YouTube show, like in Japanese.
So she does a Japanese show.
Japanese show.
And here's her. She's like, first of all, she's sitting like this.
That's
Her
true.
microphone is 10 feet away from her. So she's talking to her microphone from 10 feet away. And she's like, she does two things. One, she does this. Or when she gets close to her microphone, she goes,
Don't do that. Don't humiliate me.
And I'm like, Natsuki, couple problems. let's fix these couple problems, please.
So,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, high pitch.
It's like everybody's
Important.
super happy on Japanese TV, right?
Yeah.
You know, everybody's like super enthusiastic about everything. And the one thing they never let me use was shokuripo. So basically doing like food sections where you taste something and make a comment about it.
Okay, wait. There's first we have to say there's a rule about this. It doesn't matter how bad the food you eat. The first word out of your mouth has to be either oishii or umai.
Yeah.
You cannot say this is disgusting. Like you can't say that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I hear, unique na aji desu ne.
yeah, like-
It means like maybe it tastes bad.
Yeah, if it tastes, you can say like これ食べたことないんですよね。これ初めてこの味ですねみたいな like something like that. It's like the first time you've ever had this flavor before or something like that. Anyway, why couldn't you do shokuripo?
Well, because like the way I was eating they were like, it doesn't look good on camera the way you're eating it. You know what I mean? So I was like,
You have to bring it up to your.
Bring it up, and then if it's like noodles as well, it's difficult because you're kind of slurping away,
Yeah.
and then you've got food in your mouth and you've got to say something.
Yeah.
So you're like,
Oh no, you don't have that much
Yeah.
time. You know,
Yeah.
you
So
got to
it's
say it
like-
right away.
immediately make a comment, you know. So it was always really hard. The one they let me use is soba noodles, because I always ate that anyway all the time. So they were like, "Oh, you're actually quite good with soba."
So
And the comment was good as well, right?
how
So-
does shokuripo people do? Like they put the mouth just chew twice?
So usually
How
what
do
you
they do
do,
that?
usually what you do is like, okay, well, what are you eating? Let's say you're eating karaage, right?
Okay.
Most of the time, like when I think as a dude, when you eat karaage, which is fried chicken, Japanese fried chicken, you take it up, you eat like a giant chunk of it, and you just chew on it for a while. You
But it's hot, right?
It's usually really hot.
Yeah.
So you don't, and so you don't do that for TV. You bring it up all the way up to your face like this, and you're looking at the camera, and you just take a little nibble. You don't really take a big bite. And then before you've even had a chance to really swallow it, you pull it away, and then you comment a couple of times, and then you can swallow it and then talk. It sucks.
It's
It sucks. It's not. Guys aren't really good at it either. I feel like women are much cuter at it.
I think the things you got to say in Japanese are quite hard as well, because like for noodles and stuff, it's like hagotai ga ii, stuff like that. There's like set phrases for particular kinds of food.
Yeah.
So unless you got that linguistic ability, it's really hard to comment.
Especially like if you've never really commented on food before.
Yeah, it's really tough.
I had like a cheat sheets, like, you know, like これ甘さがちょうどいい or something like. But they're like, oh, so I had the phrases, so I could just throw them out there. But what I usually did was I would talk to the chef beforehand.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what do people usually say when they eat this?
Right.
That's a good way.
Yeah.
And then they say, oh, they
Yeah.
usually say this, and I just say that.
Okay, good.
You find, like,
Smart.
When they shoot it as well, they often, to save the budget, because it's like a prefectural thing, so they just have one dish. So by the time
Oh.
they've shot it, it's cold.
No.
And they're just like, just eat that.
No,
So it's like
you're not supposed to do that.
eating cold food as well. So
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
What did you do if the food was really bad, taste bad?
just go, delicious. Yeah, but yeah. So that was a kind of an experience. I got to learn a lot about Kagoshima and go many different places and stuff. But yeah, it was too formal, man, and like, you know, I couldn't kind of be myself on the camera, so it's quite tough.
Do you think that if you could get on like one of those variety TV shows, you think that would be, if you could do that now, would you be interested in doing that?
No, not really. Probably not, because I've kind of seen working for Sengayan, we get a lot of TV coming there. So I mean, loads of different TV crews filming variety type programs, and we did the Tiger drama
Yeah.
a couple of years about massive drama production. So I've kind of seen how that world operates a little bit, and it's kind of really not for me, I don't think, you know. Some people enjoy doing it, and that's cool, but, you know, I'd rather be on the other side.
Yeah. You know, you did this in your 30s, 20s? 30?
Yeah, late 20s, early 30s. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. When did I start doing TV? I think I was
Early 30?
early 30s. Yeah, I think I was like 31 or something like that when I started doing TV. Like actually really, I mean, I was on TV many, many times before that, but like actually really being like a regular personality.
Yeah.
And like my experience was just night and day different from yours, Alex. Is like I was able to do whatever I want. It was much more like free. They encouraged me to go off script.
Right.
In fact, my favorite director, she would just like give me a script, and it's like it was the same script every single time. She just changed the location name.
Right.
That's all. Like just it would be like kyo doko doko ni yatte kimashita, and then the doko doko, that like location would just be different, and the rest of it would be like interview. It's like hitokoto. It's like just like say something. It was great. But like I got to do crazy thing. Like I went on trips all over Japan. I went to Disneyland for Disney Sea for 2 days and stayed in the Miracosta Hotel.
Yeah.
Cool.
And like all this crazy fun stuff. It was but it was really hard too. Like cuz we went to a lot of farms, and like I remember when we went to sweet corn. We did this report on sweet corn. Like I had to leave my house at 3 a.m. So you just don't go to
sweet corn.
Well, because it's really far away, and then we had to be there at the crack of dawn because apparently that's the time when the sweet corn's the sweetest. Who knows? But anyway, I was like, and like I just remember, and then because they're always fucking with me because it's like screw with the white boy.
Right.
And so like I'm like walking towards where we're supposed to meet up, which is at this convenience store so we can go. And the fucking camera crew just like ambushed me.
Yeah.
At 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like kind of hungover and like not looking my best. And this camera with this giant camera light comes out. They're like, "Hey, Mitch, where are you?" I'm like, "Fuck off." Yeah, I mean, like they bullied me a lot. But did you ever do live TV?
No, maybe just once. I did once or twice. I've been on live TV in Japan. Once was for the National Culture Festival.
Yeah.
So I did Jigenryu.
That's cool.
For that. So that was on NHK, like all over Japan.
That's cool.
And then another time was Mesamashi Terebi. It's like a morning TV show. So they did like a live broadcast from Jigenryu as well. But apart from that, not really, no.
Live TV is like if you're doing GNU, that's like you're doing an action. Were you actually talking about it?
No, not really.
Yeah, dude, that's the hard part. Especially because you have to speak in Japanese on live TV.
Yeah.
When I was doing it, like all of my live TV spots were in studio, and so like, oh man, and I had to like talk about where I went and like answer questions and stuff like that. It was always really fun to see me screw up my Japanese live because you can't. Oh, and then they tried to make me do weather reports. Okay, this was really funny.
You did weather reports?
Yeah, they made me do it for a little while, and then I screwed up in rehearsal once. I was supposed to say Saidai Fusoku, which means maximum wind speed, but I accidentally said Saidai Fuzoku, which means maximum prostitute. And I got in trouble for that. And then they were like, "Don't say that." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I won't say that live on air." And I didn't. But then they stopped making. They were like, "Don't give the white boy weather reports anymore." So I stopped doing weather reports, which was nice because I didn't like doing it.
Yeah, no, it's tough in a different language because you've got to be on your feet, and try and respond quickly as well, right? Yeah.
And then in studio, there's 3 cameras, and you got all the people next to you like this. Like here, we're comfortable. We're just like hanging out with friends. So I don't think we feel at all like we're on stage. But when you're in a television studio and there's like all these crew and these giant cameras everywhere, and there's no teleprompter. Like I don't know why, but what Japanese television shows just don't use teleprompters. You have your notes in front of you. You'll see this often.
Paper,
Like even like the top announcers, newscasters in Tokyo would constantly be looking down at their paper.
Yeah.
Give me a teleprompter. I want to read it on the screen and while looking at the camera. We have this magic. It was developed in like the 50s.
But all the stuff on TV is like handmade anyway. The news reports. They've always got like a cardboard cutout.
Yeah, why? Why do you guys do this? And you guys peel away. They like reveal things.
I don't know. I've never worked for TV industry, but maybe this is my opinion. Maybe they wanted to show that like it's fresh. It's like it comes right now. Do you understand what I mean?
We would do that with like a graphic, like a computer graphic, not paper.
I don't know.
I mean, they're like one of the Saturday or Sunday morning news TV shows. Like they literally cut out the cardboard and have little moving arrows that they've made them. They've spent hours making it, right? So it's weird. I mean,
dude,
it's like
the pole with like the ball at the end of it, and the dude's like pointing at this giant like board, and I'm like, Dude, what is this?
Like handmade, it sounds seems a bit cuter. Maybe I don't know what it is.
Yeah, some of the TV show does the digital things like the big iPad thing.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? But maybe those kind of shows like Sunday morning TV shows, like most of the viewers are old people.
So they like paper.
Yeah, maybe I guess
like,
so.
Constantly on my TV show, I had to do what was called flip, which is oh, that's the other thing. Oh my God, television in Japan uses wrong English words for everything.
Okay.
So you have to remember 2 sets of English
right.
when you're doing TV because, like, oh my God, just so many things. They're not coming to mind right now, but one of them is flip. Okay, so you've got a piece of paper on your desk, and like as you're talking about something, you flip it up, and then the camera zeroes in on it, and you have to like point to it and talk about it.
That's why it calls flip.
That's why it's called. But they're like, but it's not the action. Flip is a verb in English, right? But they're like, where is your flip? I'm like,
yeah.
There's so many weird words in television. I'm trying to think of them now, but it's like, oh man.
What is like my furi, ato furi?
What is that?
My furi, この人に振って.
Sono furi.
It's like a rehearsal?
No. It's like you pass
okay.
to the other person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So my free and other free. So you pass
to the next person that you're talking to.
Yeah. I remember saying that to me. We're going to do my footy now, and I was like, "What's that?" The intro.
Whenever there's my in Japanese words that they've made it from like an English to Japanese word, it's always wrong. Like especially when they're like, do you have my darts, right?
My darts,
and
I'm like, no, but like they're not talking about their own. Do you have my darts? They're saying, do you have your own darts?
Yeah.
But they would say like, my darts motemasu ka? It's like I don't have your darts.
Now I mixed up. You're talking about my, and now you're talking about my.
My
and my.
So Anyway, so
homonyms.
What
can
we
you do?
No, I'm trying to think. There's words that are wrong in Japanese TV.
Teleprompter, right?
Teleprompter.
No, not teleprompter. What's it called? Teropu. Subtitles.
No, that's jimaku.
Jimaku.
But we say teropu.
Supa.
Yeah.
Supa is anything that comes on the screen that's a graphic. We would say it like a superimposed graphic, but we would probably just call it a graphic now, but they call it supa. Supa de yaru. It's like, I'm going to put it on the screen. It's like...
Yeah, they have their original words, many. So I don't even understand. It's probably you know more than I do.
Yeah, dude, they're stolen from English, but they're wrong English. So I'm like...
it's like their original word.
Yeah, so they're talking to me with confidence because they're like, oh, this is an English word. So Mitch gets it. I'm like, what the hell are they talking
about? So how did you get on TV in the first place then? Did you do like a talent agency or something like that? Or did they approach you?
No, it was actually me. I mean, my friend working for TV company, and she was a director and looking for a foreign guy. So she asked me if I know anybody, and so I introduced him. So
that's not what happened. What happened was is that
it was okay.
No, what happened was our Natsuki's friend, who was also my friend at the time too.
Okay.
She was looking for an Italian guy.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to do an Italian. She was directing a corner on a television show, and so she wanted to do a section on like Italian food in here in local Kagoshima. So Natsuki calls me and she's like, "Hey, my friend Ayumi is looking for an Italian guy. Do you know anybody?" And I said, "Yes, Marco." And I introduced him, but unfortunately, his Japanese was not that great. This is not Marco, pizza making Marco. This is a different Marco.
Right.
And anyway, so she said, "You know what? Why don't I just use Mitch and make it American food?"
Right, that's true.
Which that's always going to be. I was just going to be on TV for like 5 minutes and it was supposed to be over.
Yeah.
The reason why I got on TV permanently was because I showed up with an American flag as a cape, sunglasses, and I was acting like a complete retard the entire time.
By the way, nobody asked for you to do that.
Nobody asked me to do that. I just showed up like that. And they were like, what the hell? Anyway, and then so that went from being just in the like recording part of this is another thing, VTR, video... tape recording.
Is VTL not English?
No, we call it a video, not a VTR.
Oh,
anyway,
really?
So and I was supposed to just be in the video, not the live broadcast portion of the television show. But then they're like, this guy is ridiculous. Let's get him in the studio. Of course they did. And so like I'm in the studio. So then I had to up my game. So like instead of just coming with my stupid American flag cape and bright sunglasses and everything, I came with carrying American flags and handed it out to the people on the stage and made them wave them while I was talking to them.
Yeah, probably people thought this guy is very crazy.
Yeah, they're like, no. Then after the show, the producer came down. He's like, "Do you want to be a regular on this TV show?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
That would only happen on local TV. You know?
Yeah,
But, dude, Atsugiri Jason.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, he's like this guy who was he like a CEO of a company or something?
Yeah.
Like IT company or something.
Yeah, in Tokyo, and he comes on. He's got really good Japanese. He's like an American dude, and he comes on. And he does like this skit on TV, and he like his famous words: "Why Japanese people? Why?" I think what it was. The last kanji he wrote was utsu, which means depression, but it's so many strokes that like writing it makes you depressed.
Yeah.
And so it was really funny anyway. But after that, he just blew up and he was super.
Wasn't he like a stand-up comic or something before that though?
Was
I'm sure
he?
he did like comedy in Japanese.
I mean, he was
first.
good.
Yeah. But now he's all over TV, NHK educational program.
right. Like my daughter loves him.
Yeah, like he does like
Watching him.
children's TV shows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
English
yeah.
TV program.
Yeah, and runs an IT company.
Yeah.
So, good job.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him.
There's quite a few foreign talent. They call it talento, right? So,
Talento. Yeah, you can call him talent, I guess.
Yeah, there's a few foreign talent.
There's
type people
what happened
like
to Bobby? I love Bobby.
that. Bobby Oregon?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. He beat up his wife and got arrested.
Bobby. I'm supposed to do that. He was funny though. He was always the narrator for you wa nani shi ni Nippon e? Why
Yeah.
did you come to
Yeah,
Japan?
he speaks very fluent Japanese, but he pretend not.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's character for TV, right? Yeah.
He was from Africa, right?
Right, Nigeria.
Nigeria, I think so, yeah.
What other there's so there's him, there's Bob Supp.
Bob Sapp.
Bob Sapp.
That's a bit old now, though. Bob Sapp's not really on TV
He was like a
anymore.
boxer or something?
He's a
K1?
K1 fighter, yeah. Ex-American footballer, I think, something like that.
I guess so. Yeah.
But yeah, who is there now? There's quite a few people on TV
I think
actually.
they've switched over to just basically halves. They're all halfies.
Pak,
No, I don't
Pakun
know.
is still popular.
Pakkun, yeah.
Makun. People say before when I was blonde, they're like, "You look like Pakkun." I was like, I don't know who
Patrick
he is.
something.
So he went to like some elite university
Harvard.
in America. Harvard was it?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's on TV. Japanese is really good.
Oh yeah, but he's smart. He's got a hot wife.
Yeah.
That guy.
Good job.
Did well.
Well done, man. Yeah. So, I mean, I think really if you're not in a big city, if you're not in Tokyo, Osaka, maybe Fukuoka, it's not really easy to get onto the kind of media circuit or whatever.
Dude, I remember when I was in Disneyland because it was Disney Steve because it was like their 15-year anniversary. So there's all these TV like programs there.
Yeah.
And like we were all in one big room. There's like maybe 500 of us. And I was just looking around and there's everybody's Japanese except for one other guy who's this dude who lives, Bobby Judo or something like that. He lives in Fukuoka.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like the only other non-Japanese
him?
person.
Yeah.
Do you?
And we just like had to approach each other.
Right.
We're like, hi. So you're doing this too, I see.
So
Yeah.
what do you mean? Like you see as rival って感じ?
No, not rival. Just like we're like there's maybe 1,000 people in this room.
Okay.
With all these cameras and directors and everybody and all of these like cute girl reporters and stuff, and like fat funny reporters, and then there's just the two white guys.
Okay.
And like you notice each other because we're tall.
Okay.
We notice each other, so just like we just walked over each other. I was like, hi. So you're doing this too.
Okay. Okay.
He was
Yeah.
good though. He was doing it all by himself.
Oh, really?
I was
Yeah.
there with a female announcer.
So he was like, what is it?
So he's famous.
NHK World. I think he does a few programs for. He did one recently in Kagoshima.
Did
Oh.
he?
Yeah.
He's good looking. He's hot.
Yeah.
Hot guy.
And he lives in Fukuoka.
With twin daughters
Oh,
that
really?
he posts on Instagram all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
I'd
don't know.
like to keep an eye on it from the kind of PR side, like to see who's doing what.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got quite a lot of NHK World kind of stuff in Kagoshima from tourism and stuff like that. Anyway.
Do people watch NHK? I feel NHK is so
Nah,
boring.
I
not
do.
really.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Because
Boring.
I do watch educational programs.
I like
yeah.
NHK Kyuiko. I like because it's got some like design. Is it something? There's a design program.
Design.
That's
yeah.
really good.
That's really good.
And yeah, they have good programs occasionally.
Yeah.
What's that program that has the dude, the naked director guy on it? NHK produces it. It's like he talks about a bunch of different things, but he does it in a really creepy way.
I have no idea what you're
dunno.
talking about.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it.
He's from Kagoshima, right?
Yeah, he's from Kagoshima, from
Yeah.
Satsuma Sendai.
Yamada Takayuki?
So,
That's the actor, right?
The actor. He has some educational show on NHK,
Really?
and his character is really creepy.
Is
Like
he
the-
naked?
No, but they make him like that naked director character.
Right.
Which, by the way, was a really good Netflix show. I just want to point that out. It was kind of graphic, but it was good.
It was quite graphic, yeah.
So the reason why people, I mean Japanese people, want following people on TV.
Yeah.
I researched about it actually.
Okay, why is that?
Okay, because
we're like the dancing monkey.
Okay.
Dance.
No, like these days, almost. I mean the TV. People who watch TV is almost like old people, right?
Older people,
So
yeah.
young people don't watch TV anymore,
Yeah.
right? So old people want world to see Japan, good country.
Yeah.
So you guys are representing world. Do you understand what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And that's why, cool Japan or like you are Nanishin Nippon, and they only say good things about Japan.
Yeah.
And because old people wanna feel
good.
that,
Well,
Japanese.
there's two kinds of types that are on TV in Japan, right? There's the foreign expert types who speak Japanese really, really well.
And
so,
are usually
like,
elite Ivy League educated people.
yeah, so like Park Gun, David Atkinson talks about tourism,
man.
economy.
Yeah.
Robert Campbell talks about literature, culture,
Yeah, he's
things like that.
Harvard, right? Also.
A lot of Harvard.
Peter Baccaran is another one. So there are these kind of knowledgeable foreigner types, and then there's the
Mitch types.
entertainment foreigner type who doesn't really have to know a great deal and sometimes speaks Japanese well, but is mainly there as a kind of mirror to Japan.
Yeah, they're there they're there to experience things and
Yeah, but that Cool Japan show kind of annoys me a bit. Sorry, I'm never going on it. Because it's just like basically set up to just promote everything as if everything's perfect. And well done Japan.
So well done Japan.
Which kind of annoys me a bit.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of old people, my mom is always like, Mitch, you should be on Cool Japan. It's such a good show. I'm like,
have you ever seen?
Yeah, I've seen an episode.
It's the show that introduced about Japan too.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that.
Just for myself.
She watches NHK in America, right?
Okay.
So she watches that fucking program, and she's like, "You should be on Cool Japan." I'm like, "I'm not going on that."
So like 10 years ago, there was a TV show called like Why Japanese People like 日本人のここが変だよ日本人。
あるあるある.
Yeah,
I
it was
remember
a thing at that time, but not anymore.
Well, because television is so like it's so vanilla now. So it's not edgy.
Not edgy. Not
like
edgy.
if you guys Google like television shows, especially variety TV shows from Japan from like the early 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
It's like porn. It's crazy. This stuff like Downtown and all those people, what they were doing on TV was nuts. And then Takeshi's Castle too. That was in the 90s.
That was on TV in England for a bit.
Oh,
I think.
yeah. That's how you guys know about it, right?
Yeah.
You watched it in America and in UK.
And then now like Japanese TV is like boring.
Well, that's
so
why
clean.
kind of Netflix is coming in.
Right.
And cleaning up with these interesting shows, you know what I mean? But I know a little bit, I don't know him very well, but I've kind of exchanged emails with this guy who works in TV a lot with kind of overseas productions and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was saying like, do you really want the image of Japan to be naked director to foreign people?
Really?
You know what I mean? Is that the image that you're
It's a
trying
question.
to sell?
Do you want that?
Oh.
Yeah, because that's what it's going to be if you just keep making those kind of programs.
Right.
So, he's right in a way, but that kind of edgy stuff gets a big audience, and it's popular.
What's the new one on Netflix now? It's like a game in Tokyo show. Do you know what it is, Josh?
It's called something like Alice in Borderlands or something.
Yeah, something like that.
What is that? I've seen an advert for it, I think.
It's basically like a real world gaming. It's like Jumanji, but in Tokyo.
Right.
I was told it's kind of like a battle royale / like Hunger Games style show where they compete by playing games and stuff. Like it's a drama. It's not like a real thing, but they like die if they don't compete, kind of thing.
And and it's like, I mean, Netflix, in order to get, a bigger audience in Japan, they just basically come in, they find a director somewhere, and they say, here's a mountain of money, make a TV show. And then that's what Naked Director was. And that's what this new show is. And so they're trying to pull the Japanese audience into Netflix, which I think they're being successul.
Well, to me, like the world of Japanese movies is actually pretty good. They make some really good content. Depends on the movie. But TV, domestic drama TV, sucks, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so boring. Like, and the level of acting as well sucks.
Dude,
Yeah.
what is it with Japanese actors who act? You know what I mean? They're it's like old timey 1930s. I'm acting, everyone. I'm talking in a weird way. You know, it's like they do that, and you're just like, why don't you guys act like a character, like the actual character, like make it believable? They act like they're acting.
I think it's like light relief. You know, that's the idea of TV in Japan. It's all light relief, cheap to make. Like loads of shows are so cheap, man. They'll just go to like a izakaya, rent it out, get four famous people to sit there and talk for an hour.
I guess they have no budget. That's why, right?
I actually heard a comment yesterday. I think it was our new teacher Joe talking to Kanna, but they were talking about TV shows in America, or in Japan, about dramas in Japan especially, and somebody made the comment that it feels like TV shows make dramas for the celebrities, to promote the celebrities and what they're doing more than actually as entertainment. So that's why it's never edgy. It's never like kind of crazy. They don't want the celebrities to do weird things because it'll ruin their image, even though they're playing a character.
Yeah. There's that brand making. So what is it? Nigeru wa hazakashi kedo
Nigeru wa
nantoka.
haji da ga.
That one. I mean, that's kind of sickly to me. Type sitcom type thing. I really don't like the genre personally, but there's a little dance in it, you know, and that goes on to sell products like Pocky or whatever. She's in that advert as well. So they can use that kind of talent in loads of different business related areas then. So I do get that. Yeah, makes sense, man.
I think the places that you really see the edgy stuff is in where there's not actually an actor on screen. It's the anime. Like you can there's no rules in anime. Like they can just do whatever they want.
They have some rules, maybe.
Not really. Like
No?
I mean, look, if you look at some of like especially the anime from like the 90s and stuff, it's edgy.
Oh, yeah.
You're just like, wow.
Dirty stuff. Yeah.
There's no rules. But like nowadays, everything that you see on TV, it's just
Maybe, I mean, サポーターじゃなくて、コマーシャルじゃなくて、
Sponsor.
Sponsor.
okay. We figured it out.
Thank you.
Sponsorship's a big issue, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that happened on our TV show. Like, you know, we'd have an idea to do something, and then they're like, "Yeah, the sponsors aren't gonna like that."
So the producer asked you to do like act like clean image.
Well, I am a clean guy, so it's not pretending. Listen here. No, you have to think about the time of day that the show is on. It's not on it. My show was not on in the middle of night, so it was like a daytime
in the
television
morning.
show.
Yeah, it was a morning.
Yeah, so like, and it was the target was housewives, so you know it was not edgy. But there were, I always wanted to get there was a nighttime show that was edgy, and I don't want to say the name of it, but that I wanted to get on because they could drink on that show.
Right.
And I kept begging the people in that network to like, please put me on that show, and they just kept looking at me like, no.
Why not? Because you speak something weird?
No, I don't think it was that. I think that what it was is that they liked my like really clean
Right. People,
image.
yeah, they want women, I mean, housewife to be like you.
And so they're like, don't mess up this image. And I was just like, put me on the drinking show.
Right. They want Mitch to be like Prince.
Yeah, that's what they wanted. And like,
right.
I mean, we did get higher ratings when I was on the show. I mean, it's true. Like, I'm not saying it's because of me, but mostly just because I think if you're at home and you're going through the channels and you see some white guy speaking your local dialect of Japanese, you know, that you might watch.
I think that's funny though.
Yeah. But I'm kind of, Alex, do you feel like you like want to go back at some point?
Probably not to TV as a job. But I kind of like doing it as a hobby, like doing this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or when we did like that radio show a couple of weeks ago, we did like a 3-hour radio show 3 times, was it?
Yeah. What was that called? Music something?
Yeah, Music
International?
Express.
Music Express.
I didn't realize until Mitch explained me something like what you speak something dirty on radio, and then you thought nobody realized
Nobody
it.
noticed.
I'm not going to say what he said, but we
Corny.
could.
No, corny.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No.
Say it, yeah.
Okay.
But what you call it? Like, so we could use, because it was me and Alex, so they were like, you guys could use a little bit of English on the radio, it's fine. And then so Alex said something that if you directly translate it into Japanese, it's a completely normal phrase.
Yeah.
But because one of the words in the sentence has a double meaning,
Yeah.
it was super dirty. And he just said it. And I was just like, oh, shit.
No, I was hoping to get that in somewhere. Yeah.
I was like, dude, we're so gonna get it. Somebody's gonna figure it. Nobody figured it out.
Okay.
Nobody figured it out. Live radio, it's there and gone. It's
That's okay.
ephemeral.
Hayato, who used to be on the show as a regular, he's like, this is my first song of the night. It's like, what is that? It's sort of 9 or something. And the very first song that he put on had like, it just started dropping N-bombs, like the N-word. It's like over and over and over again. And like, I just like sit like this in the studio. I'm like, dude, that's not cool, man. What are you doing? It was so bad.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
Because it was like gangster rap. And he's like, this is the real shit. I'm like, dude, Hayato, no.
Oh, that's funny. Somebody complained about it?
I don't think anybody noticed.
Oh,
You can get
okay.
away with all kinds of stuff. I mean, my kid's like a junior high school or whatever. That wasn't my. Sorry, when I was teaching at junior high school, they put on music during like the lunch break, and they put on like fucking hardcore rap music with swearing. I'm sat there, and there's all these like 10-year-old kids or whatever, 12-year-old kids. I was like,
So I host a radio show as well, and like we pick music for that show. Like it's basically a talk show, but there's like 5 songs in it, and Alex is actually on it, Natsuki's actually on it as well. And anyway, they like in the beginning, I was like, can I pick songs that have like a couple swear words in them or whatever? And like the radio show is like, yeah, as long as it's just a couple. And then after that, I'm just like, I'll just put anything on the radio now. Like they can say anything and that no one notices.
Don't play with radio.
well, it's funny because there are some words you're not supposed to say on the radio, and they do tell you about this in advance while you sat there. So things like talking about MSG, like no go. And loads of different stuff like that.
That's probably because Ajinomoto is probably a sponsor of the radio show. By the way, Ajinomoto, we love you.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
Yeah.
We put your logo right down here.
So yeah, but I mean, it's generally quite free as a foreign person doing that kind of thing because they want you to do something unexpected and that a Japanese person wouldn't do.
Yeah.
But that kind of creates these two tropes of either serious foreigner or crazy fun guy who's come to kind of
It's not wrong. It's really
yeah,
not wrong.
well, that's true. Yeah.
By the way, Japan is the only country that gaikokujin talent exists. I read about it.
Actually, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because
China.
China,
not regular talent, but they do definitely put foreign people on TV in China.
Yeah, and then because we are the like island country and not many foreign country.
Yeah.
I mean foreign people here. That's why you guys are.
It's also like it's so funny too because when Japanese people see a foreign person that's not Japanese speaking Japanese on TV, they're like, that guy can speak Japanese.
Yeah.
It's such a surprise to them. Like, I mean, I could imagine looking at somebody of a different color than me, and be like, oh my God, you speak English?
Yeah,
It's just like,
it's a weird thing to imagine, right?
yeah, I can't imagine that.
Yeah, you're right. I can't think of any foreign somebody who comes on TV in England as a foreign person. There isn't really that role.
Yeah.
Anywhere
Yeah.
in the media, as far as I'm aware.
I mean, the closest thing that I can think of is like when there's a racial problem in like in America, they'll get on like spokespeople from like the black community.
Yeah.
So they won't talk to a white guy about, something that's been like a racial issue or something like that. That's about it, but that's not a foreign person.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Thinking about it. Really.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is weird, but it's also kind of interesting, and it's fun. It was fun for me. Your television experience and stuff.
No,
seemed
well,
fun.
I kind of enjoyed it as well, but it was just like it was too rigid and too formal
Yeah.
for me. But yeah, I mean, I don't see it as like a particularly fun career, to be honest with you.
I think
it's
that-
a lot of work,
Why
right?
not? Why it's not fun? Because you have to memorize many things.
Because it's like being an Instagrammer or something like that. Because I see loads of Instagrammers, a lot of Instagrammers coming to saying and stuff like that, and most of them are not having a good time. To tell you the
Yeah.
truth, it's get the shot
and then go and then be sad and go to the next place.
Yeah, and TV is a lot of that because there's a load of waiting around. There's loads of dead time. There's loads of sat waiting for the crew to set up.
Dude, you said it right. The waiting around time. I mean, okay, so I did I think 5 years of TV or something like that, and then while I was doing that, so much waiting around time, I just started talking to the camera crew. I was like, what is this? Why do you have this? What is this for? I started learning all the technology, and then I opened a production company.
Yeah, there you go. That's it,
Like
man.
I learned how to do all
Good
that
for
shit.
you. Good for you.
But Alex, one thing that I do want to say though, that you hit it right on the head. I learned so much about the community, the region here,
Yeah.
by being on
Yeah.
TV. Like one of the things I remember, I don't know why, but I got sent 3 times to do katsuobushi, bonito flakes
In Makurazaki.
in Makurazaki.
Yeah.
And all 3 times they make me do the same stupid thing. There's like this chamber where there's like all this hay. Wata is hay?
Hey is wara じゃない
Wada is hay, right? I think
Wada, yeah.
hay everywhere, and like in this chamber, and you have to run around and light them all on fire and get out of this chamber before you die of smoke inhalation. And they're like, make the white boy do it and get it on camera. I had to do that 3 times, different TV stations. Oh, that was okay.
But well, I think it's a good experience for learning Japanese as well.
Yeah.
If you're in a stage where you want to get your Japanese better quickly, it's a good thing to do. If you're speaking Japanese on camera, obviously.
Dude,
But,
my peak of Japanese was when I was on TV.
Yeah.
Like, it got worse after that because I didn't use it anymore.
You can earn a lot of money, right?
no.
Well,
depends.
I was making, let's say, the same salary as an ALT working part-time for TV.
Oh, from TV?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I thought you have only a small money, but you can be on TV and you can be famous. That's good for you guys.
No, it depends on how many times you get chosen to go on location.
I see.
I think for, like, if you're at one of the biggest stations in Tokyo, something like that, you often have to go through an agency.
Oh, yeah.
So they take a cut.
Yeah.
And there are specific foreigner talent agencies as well that handle foreign talent and stuff like that. But if you're going direct to the station and getting paid directly, it's probably a better deal.
Yeah, for me, I was just like a regular, and like they paid well for Kagoshima.
I think Fukuoka plays like 3 times more than Kagoshima. don't they?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Going
so.
out to Fukuoka, man.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like, I think that in total, though, I think that I enjoyed the experience, but it's not something I would probably want to do again.
Why not?
It's hard. It's really hard. Look, locations, getting up really, it's all day.
Oh,
You have to be really high energy the entire time.
high energy entire time.
I got every single time I went on location, I had to do shokuripot. I had to eat something, which was okay. But then, like, at the same time, you can't get fat. So you're constantly exercising. And then you're going, like, it's all day to TV. And then you have your day job on top of that. Oh, it was pretty rough.
If you're going to do it full time and you're with an agency and you've got a manager, then it's probably something you can make a career out of if you've got the right kind of stuff. If you can speak Japanese well, if you've got a talent, or you're just naturally good at it. But if you're doing it part time, it kills so much time, like you said.
Yeah.
So I mean, when they did the setup for that Mezamashi Terebi shoot in at Jigenyu, they're at 4 o'clock in the morning, set up till 6 maybe, setting the lights in the roof and everything like that, testing, doing all that. The segment was 2 minutes long. So for 2 minutes of live TV, it's almost 4 hours of preparation.
Oh my God.
And everybody was there the whole time, rehearsing twice, doing it, going through.
2 minutes for 4 hours.
Yeah.
No, it's dude. Especially if they make a commercial,
4 hours for
you make
2
a
minutes.
commercial.
Yeah.
Oh my god! So I've been in several commercials, and like you're
Yeah, I remember that.
you're just like
Oh yeah, I remember you sticking your head in the sand.
Right.
on
That
the beach,
happened
right?
too. I had to
What was that?
I had to put my head in sand.
Sakura.
In the beach for
Got it.
Sakura, yeah.
Remember, yeah.
That was a thing that did happen once. I was also on like so they've made a commercial for the prefecture here where it's like, this is
人権
diversity.
人権問題がね
They're like, this is diversity. It was hilarious. This is the local idea of diversity. You've got a bunch of Japanese people. One of them is in a wheelchair, who's not, by the way, actually supposed to be in a wheelchair. They just put
Oh my
this lady in a wheelchair. You got an old person and a young person, and you've got a pregnant lady, and you've got some Olympic hero from like 20 years ago, and a white guy. And they're like, diversity. I'm like, this is not diversity.
You're representing world.
Yeah, so they put me in this really, I want to call it feminine, like yellow, what is it? Like a Mr. Rogers, like
Cardigan.
yeah. And they're like, look friendly. And I'm like,
Friendly foreigner.
and that was on every station for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And posters were made of it. It was great.
I didn't see that one. I don't remember it.
It was on YouTube
It was
actually.
also on YouTube.
And on
It's still
TV.
on YouTube.
Still on
That's
TV.
all it
I'll
is.
look for that after
It's
this.
so bad. No, because like, and then we're putting medals on each other. I don't know why.
Because the Olympic one is in the sea commercial.
So he's
maybe.
now allowed to give out medals to everybody.
No, so yeah.
So you get if you
And
went
so
to
like they're like, Mitch, do you want to put the medal on the fake wheelchair person? I'm like, no.
you could deny. You could deny.
No, because like I knew the staff because like local media, we all know each other.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, can I put it on the kid? I'm like, I think that's like I'm a teacher, so I'm like, let's do. And yeah, it was just. Yeah, Sakura was really lame too. Putting my head in the sand, that was in a suit. I don't know why.
that was a weird one, yeah.
There's more weird ones that I'm blocking from my memory, but.
Have you seen that, like, those kind of not reality TV shows, but they dramatize an incident that really happened? on Japanese TV, and it's like if it's something in America, they always get kind of stand-in actors to come in and do it.
No.
Have you not seen those?
No.
Like recreation drama.
No.
But is it as bad as like the Black Lives Matter animation that NHK did?
No, it's not as bad as that, but it's like some dude dressed as a police officer or something like that who's acting out a scene of a murder or something like that. And it's like, obviously, they don't really have a great deal of acting training, but they're just doing it anyway. And I think they do it in English when they do it, and then it's overdubbed in Japanese.
Okay.
But it's always hilarious to
No,
watch.
I'm curious. I want to watch
You've
that.
definitely seen it.
You're saying this
You've definitely seen it before, not
Dude,
Really?
dude,
It's always on TV.
Oh, okay.
Dude, they do that too, and then they also do like in movies. They like, oh my god, sorry, they in Shin Gojira, in whatever that is in English. They've got these white guys. It's just random white guys. Not only are they not from America, and they're all playing Americans.
Okay, now I understand.
They
what
start speaking English in like various accents, and they're terrible actors. And they're like, the Japanese people don't know this because they're just like white people.
Yeah.
You guys are American. And I'm just like, oh, this is the worst scene in the whole movie. It was so bad.
Actually, the tiger dramas do that a lot as well.
Do they?
So if they get like a foreigner who comes in like late 1800s or something like that, it's always like an American dude, and he's supposed to be English.
What's up, guys?
I'm like, sort your accent out, mate. You know what I mean?
The best is when they get like really, really blonde looking people, but they're from like Nordic countries and they have that accent. And you're just like, get out of here. What are you doing?
Yeah, but there's a few on like what's it called, commercials and stuff now as well. Like it's always usually a blonde white woman
who's like doing laundry. She's like, didn't you know about this new soap? And you're like, where do you live in Japan, lady?
Yeah. And speaking kind of like broken Japanese. And then there's the yellow hat commercial, the car one. There's like
I've not seen that.
She's quite a hot model. I don't know who she is.
It's a girl.
Yeah.
I'm cool with the girls, but like the guys are always goofy looking.
Yeah.
I was in a wedding commercial. I got married to this like 14-year-old. She wasn't 14, but she was like,
that is so Vegas. So Vegas.
She just got out of high school.
Can we still watch it?
No, I have a picture of it. I'll show you. And she's like, she just got out of high school and she just became a model, and she was kind of like a gyaru, and she had like blonde hair and stuff. And I was just like, what am I doing with my life?
Shit, man. I read on the internet the other day that what's his name, Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder might be legally married because they did a film together, and an actual vicar did the whole ceremony.
Oh my god!
But they don't know. So maybe you're married to a 14-year-old.
No, because we didn't do the ceremony. We just did a lot of romantic scenes, and then they threw flowers at us, and then we had to eat their stupid food.
You were on a lot of commercial.
This isn't my wedding commercial, is it? I hope not. Josh linked me something. Oh god, that's the why do you have this?
Wow, you look so young.
This is good. This should be on. Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Why do you have? It's not.
You
ever.
look weird.
I do look weird. I do look weird.
Yeah, I think this needs to be super on the
Oh
screen.
my god, you look like a vampire.
Anyway, that girl who I hope we blur her face because like we don't have permission to use her image,
right.
but she like on the way home, because this is in a different prefecture, but on the way back on the bullet train, she's like, so are you single? It's just like, dude, you're like 18. She's like, I bet my mom would really like you. I'm like, not the conversation I want to have
She
right
doesn't
now.
look like 14, so maybe
No, she's-
16.
She was, I think, 18 in that.
Okay.
She was 18.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because I was drinking on like on Bunko Dori, like the local like red light area here, and like 2 years later, and then she and like a bunch of her friends comes like walking down in the middle of winter in the sluttiest like Santa costumes with her ass hanging out and everything, and her like grip of girls just like walking down the street, and then she goes, "Oh my god, is that you, Michi?" So she comes up to me, and she starts talking to me. So it's like I'm in a suit, it's like I got my business people around me, and she's like this half-naked Santa girl.
So
who's
you
like,
mean she was working for some kabakura?
no, she was probably going to the club.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, hi. I don't remember her name. I was like, hi. And she's like, oh my God, you want to come with me to the club? I'm like, no. Yes, but no.
You go ahead, my wife. Enjoy.
Jesus.
Yeah. So,
and I think she's in Tokyo now, because I was like following her on Instagram, and then she like did all this modeling stuff in Tokyo. So I think she's just there now.
But now it's like a whole new world of media, right, in Japan, because it's not just about TV anymore. There's like loads of kind of YouTube channels and
The
stuff.
YouTubers in Japan are
Shitloads, man.
weird.
Yeah.
They're not like, I don't know, like.
Oh, there are some. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Hikakin. Why is he popular?
Because he does super stupid things that people can't do. Some kids wanted to
copy
Yeah.
him.
But he was popular for games, right, originally?
Oh,
Just
really?
talking over video games, I think.
I mean, with that said, PewDiePie, why is he popular? I have
PewDiePie, yeah,
no
it's weird,
idea.
that, yeah.
By the way, Hikakim is like not paying money. Kakin is like paying money for game, and
Yeah,
he is like not right. That's
Yeah.
the mean of
Yeah,
his
maybe.
name. Mm.
I don't know, but
Hikakin, maybe.
I don't know. And then what? There's just so many weird YouTubers, and then you know what's really big now is TikTok,
Yeah.
dude.
Is
Like,
TikTok still popular?
oh yeah, it's super popular. So I'm like scrolling through TikTok the other day to see what the young kids are doing because I'm so old, and like there's all these girls on TikTok with like they're like they got
Showing
like they don't have them all the way out, but they're halfway out, or they're doing like provocative dances and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
I'm
worry
looking at them,
about
I'm
them.
just thinking, I'm like, are you over or under 18? I don't know. And a lot of them do like face filters and stuff. So I'm just like, I don't know if this is legal. What are you guys doing? Where's your mother?
Yeah, with your mother. That's right.
No, I tried TikTok for a little bit, but it was just like, I couldn't get into it, man. Too mind-numbing.
We're old.
All it showed me was like girls in bikinis. I don't know why. Why?
No, because it knows which ones you stop on. So what it
Right.
does is it gives you like an assortment of things.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you like stop on one that's like cars, it'll give you another one with cars. And if you
Yeah.
stop on that, it'll like, okay, so this guy likes cars.
Well, you know my taste, TikTok. So.
Bikini girls. No, there are some good-looking girls on TikTok and on Instagram. Like I was always really like shy to like embarrassed to like follow like hot girls on Instagram. And the other day I'm like, I'm just gonna follow them. So like now when I open up Instagram, it's just like it's like girls like who like are fitness instructors and stuff like that with their ass shots and everything. I'm just like, whatever. Let's give in.
I'll look for that hashtag.
No.
Hashtag ass shot.
What is it? There's there's a Japanese one. It's like kintore
Aya じゃない? No.
onna or something like that.
AYA? No.
Yeah,
She's
I've seen her on
famous,
TV. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that's like the new thing, man. Those people, they sell products though.
They sell
Yeah.
products.
Yeah. Instagram shopping's quite easy to set up actually now though as well.
You gotta-
I've done it already.
Is it like over 10,000 followers to do the swipe up thing or?
The shopping's slightly different. So you can set up a shop. If you've got an Instagram business account, you can set a shop up on it and just set your products up to link to your online shop and sell.
Really?
Yeah, it's dead easy.
So
And
they
then-
just like, they said, screw it, let's just make a shop
let's
feature.
just sell on Instagram. But then, like, if you get the 10,000 followers, you can swipe up to links and stuff like that as well.
It's the only reason to get 10,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, you've got to advertise.
Your
Yeah.
Instagram account on Sengan is really good.
Yeah, we're doing quite well with that, I guess. Yeah, so it's hard coming up with content all the time, like on a regular basis. It does take a lot of time. That's the thing, right? But yeah, we've got loads of followers. So
Yeah, I mean,
Did quite well.
every time you post something, it's always a beautiful picture. I really do. Like, especially when you're having a bad day and you see something like that, it's good.
cheer up, cheer
Yeah.
up time, yeah. And
That's do you do Instagram?
I do, but like only for my YouTube show and I have like private account that I only upload my daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a private
All of
account.
maybe I'm retarded, but all of my social media is completely open. Like anybody can see anything. Like I
Yeah.
don't have any privacy.
Yeah.
I just don't want to upload my babies. I mean, not babies, baby.
Baby, are you thinking about more?
Yeah, sure.
I love how you have coffee on your
I
on your
know,
sleeve.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's stylish.
Yeah, it's so messy.
You're such an
dirty.
Instagrammer. Look
Yeah.
at that Instagrammable
Yeah.
coffee stick. I don't know. I like doing new media. I think television was too restraining for me.
yeah.
I wanted to be more ridiculous on TV, but they're just like, no, you gotta be good boy.
Now we are being ridiculous on YouTube.
Not really. I'm pretty tame.
just kind of talking. Yeah. No, I mean, like the freedom is good to do
Yeah.
what you want, but you know, getting the budgets for TV, obviously doing big travel stuff and things like that, it's really difficult with the web.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I'm hoping that this podcast that we can engage more of a foreign audience. Before we didn't know. We were like, okay, maybe Japanese people will watch this, maybe foreign people will watch this. I'm like, now I think the target is just English speakers, no matter where they are.
Yeah.
And then, really have good, like interesting content about Japan that, a lot of people you don't get when you read, like news articles and whatever, like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of really,
Really opinion.
yeah, the real stuff. Like what's really happening in Japan? What's really going on?
Yeah.
Well, it
we
helps to
have-
have context, right? Because there's so many things about Japan that, you don't really get the full story.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, it's hard to imagine what it's like to live here, I think, for a lot of people. So, like, when you get a video about something like, working here, living here, daily
Yeah.
life here, it always gets lots of views because people are interested in what it's like to live in
Right.
this country.
What is it really like?
Yeah.
So this is why, guys at home, by the way, comments. We love comments. So like, if you guys have any topics you want us to talk about, nothing is too taboo, right?
Yeah.
Nothing is too taboo.
I mean, like, I can't get fired. They can. I
Yeah.
can't.
yeah, we
True.
will be in trouble if we go over.
Yeah.
I'm the boss at my company. I'm not gonna get fired. My customers might leave, but it's okay.
You could fire yourself.
You know what? You know what? Some companies do. Some bosses do have to do that at some point. Like
Really?
if
The
you
board?
perform poorly, yeah, you
Yeah,
fire yourself as CEO. It's not something I want to do. But anyways, if you guys at home have anything that you guys want to talk about, let us know in the comments. We are always open to suggestions. It's usually me coming up with the topics for these shows, unless like one of our co-hosts have something they want to talk about. But if you guys have something to talk about, let us know.
Let
Yeah.
us know.
All right, guys, that's been our show. Josh, you weren't really in the show today. It's really sad.
That's all right.
Can we talk about your Hey Josh, can you pull that up video?
Sure. I mean, it's a couple weeks old by this point.
How many times did you find video of me saying, Josh, look up?
Okay, so 2 weeks ago, we had a week off because it was New Year's and all that. So in place of that, we uploaded. Well, first Mitch asked me, Josh, get every clip of anybody on the show saying, "Hey, Josh."
Because Josh is not in front of the camera, right?
Yeah.
He's behind the camera.
I thought that was your idea.
Yeah, it's like find us talking to you as like that not fake, but like unseen fourth member.
And so I did that and I sent it to him and it was 15 minutes and he was like, I was thinking it would be 2 minutes.
It was crazy. Like there were so many times where like I thought it was mostly me, but it wasn't just me. It was Natsuki
It
a lot
was
too.
mostly you though.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of like, Josh.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. I like it.
Because sometimes we need facts, and you're the Jamie of small talk, man. That's a meme, right? Hey, pull it up, Jamie, for the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
You're gonna pull it up. Hey, Josh, look up blah 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 blah. But you're fast, and you're doing it on your phone too. You don't even do it on a PC. See that, Jamie from Joe Rogan's podcast, who will never listen to this. Josh is doing it on an iPhone. But anyway, yeah, it was funny. I did enjoy that. It was good. Little inside humor on that.
Yeah, there were some weird ones in there though, but it was pretty funny.
This is a weird show.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You guys at home have any questions or comments or whatever? Leave us a comment in the YouTube video. How do they leave comments if it's the podcast? Could they email us?
You can leave a comment when you make a review,
Okay.
I guess. Other than that, then you can check us out on Facebook, on Instagram.
Yeah, check me out on Instagram. My Instagram is Mitch4 PRES. Mitch for Prez. It comes up on the screen.
Prez.
You also, your Instagram is going to come up on the screen too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do that.
And we have
Which one?
Small Talk Japan Instagram too. That's what I upload every week.
Yeah, so you can DM us, guys. See, I'm so cool with my lingo. DM. You can DM us,
Send me
guys.
a message. I'm in electronic mail. Well, it's because it's Japan. You can fax us, man.
Yeah, we should
Send
get a
us
fax number.
Yeah, get a fax number.
That's why we don't get comments.
Don't,
Yeah.
guys, don't.
International fax
Don't.
number.
Dude, how expensive would that be?
Yeah.
I love fax, by the way.
I don't. All right, guys, that's been our show. Thank you very much, and see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, Josh here. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Small Talk Japan. Small Talk Japan was filmed and recorded in Kagoshima at Story Studios. This week's episode stars Michi, Natsuki, and Alex, and is produced by me, Josh, and is executive produced by Michi. Hair services provided by Drops Hair Tenmonkan. This week's episode is sponsored by Stapleton A. Kaiwa. Leave a comment below and let us know what you think of the show. Thanks again for watching, and if you enjoyed the show, click here to subscribe and click here to watch more. See you next time!